starting. Hello. Happy lunch break. And how's everyone doing today? It's New England, and this is Nancy Smith. This is Kitchen Counter Wisdom time. And it's raining here in New England. And it's happy rain, but it's cold and kind of dark. And who wanted to really get out this morning? Well, I just wanted to say, what did I want to say? Monday after Easter, and we're still home, and doesn't it feel like another Saturday? Except for those who are working at home, and which I am, but I have to say that, like many people that I've talked to, I can't concentrate. I can't seem to keep my focus longer than, 10 minutes, and that's when it's good. So I wanted to say hello to you and talk to you about what's going on energetically and what's going on here in the 4th, sometimes 5th, and for some people the 6th week of staying at home and pacing ourselves and going through all the things that we're going through. I'm saying and a lot because I'm like still, my brain, woo. I really have a message here to say to you guys, but what I want to say first of all is welcome. Healing, nurturing love, caring for yourself, being patient with yourself, watching out for yourself, watching out for your friends is what it's at right now. That's where we are. I wanted to tell you a little bit of what's coming up for me on April 20th. I have an afternoon class, kind of right at 12 to 2, working through Women of Wisdom. So you can go to womenofwisdominc.com, and I'm going to do a class in exploring your sixth senses, your superpowers, and how to use them and what they are and where are they in your physical, mental, and emotional body. It's going to be a really fun class. It's a series of classes, and we've moved everything to online, so I'm so excited that this class is alive and well. So you can go to Women of Wisdom. I'm going to gear the class to using your superpowers to get through these times and to kind of find your pathway in these times. I also have a radio show on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, Tuesday, today's Monday, 8 o'clock in the evening on boldbravemedia.com, and I've been talking about soul power living, having different people come on talking about homeopathy and gratitude practices, and I'm going to talk about healing, nurturing love, and learning and hearing that voice of your soul that always knows what to do, and different techniques on how to stay connected to that soul part when your body part and your emotional part are going, no. So they'll bring up some energy, revive you with some energy. And I have on my page, angelscapes.net, it's not my Facebook page, it's my website, angelscapes.net. If you go on the first page, I have a little book. It's a freebie of 7 Steps to Soul Power Living. And that's the focus that I do on the radio show, and it's also going to be the focus, the soul power living are your superpowers. So that's free download, and you'll have a series of emails to help you know how to use the information that you get. So that's at angelscapes.net, and look for the little book with the daisies on it saying 7 Steps to Soul Power Living. And last but not least is my Soul Power Living Creating a Life You Want and Love Facebook page. Come join it. Ask to join it. And I will be, I'm dripping information in there that hopefully will be helpful to you. So healing, nurturing love for yourself in this time. And I wrote notes because I'm a little bit, all over the map. So what does it mean to you, and what is the aspect and the energy of what's going on right now so that we can match it in how we heal and how we nurture ourselves? Strategies from your soul are abundant, but you gotta learn to listen to your soul and develop that language of your soul within yourself. The other piece is how that language of your soul is connected to your intuitive self. So how do you listen to that intuitive self, and how do you know it's your intuitive self and not your fearful self speaking up? I was listening or reading a conversation on Facebook over the weekend, which I really, really, really touched me, and I was struggling with. So actually, I shared it with a couple of friends and my kids to say, what is this perspective? Do you understand this perspective? Because I'm struggling with it. And the perspective really talked to me about where am I now, and what am I trusting, and what do I know to believe? What do I know to be true? What am I believing to be true, which maybe I could be believing the wrong things? And what is the best action for me to take? So this article or comment was about how, for instance, Sweden is not, the country of Sweden is really not doing the same protocol we are. They're apparently, and I haven't fact checked this, but because I was reading an opinion, not sequestering, and their numbers are equal to or the same as everybody else's numbers. So having said that, read that, I kind of asked my different peoples around me. Some are more experts, some are more scientists, and some are just regular peoples. And I love the comment. It was just something my mother would say. Just because Sweden's parents say yes doesn't mean your parents are going to say no. This is what you need to do. And I really thought that was a great answer because, seriously, I am believing the experts. I am believing the medical people. I am believing the scientists that are saying that to slow a curve down for illness is to sequester, stay home. So we can't make the virus go away, but we can keep so many people from being sick quickly and all at once so that we can keep our medical supporters who are working so very hard right now in a capacity where they could actually help us as we get sick. I guess that flattening that curve. So I feel that it's important for me to be part of the community that I am in right now, and the rules and the questions or the requests that are being made from my community and my community leaders. I'm choosing to trust them. I'm choosing to be cooperative, and I'm choosing to love the people that I know and love the people that I don't know, by staying home or when I'm going out wearing a mask, and that's respectful. And that is about being mindful of what we are agreeing to do. We could call the metaphysical agreeing what to do, or we could just call practical agreeing what to do. But I'm agreeing to, and I hope you do, and I want to ask you to also participate so that we can all be better. And that thought of nurturing, healing, love for yourself and for others is putting something very positive into the conscious and unconscious collective by saying we're going to be okay. Using my intuitive self, is also something that I've been employing during this time with my friends and my families and my loved ones, and praying and sending love and also letting myself feel. I'm an empath, and I sometimes don't want to feel all the things that I feel, but letting myself feel and experience what's happening to the loved ones around me, and staying in a positive space of again praying and supporting, and knowing that some of us who are getting ill are going through a pretty powerful journey, and I'm there for them. I'm there for you, and as best as I can while I stay at home. So having said all that, I really want to point out about listening to your intuition and hearing it. Intuition in your soul's language is very positive. It's very loving. It can say, get out of the way, or it could say, take this action, and it can be tough love, no doubt about it. But your intuition is more interested in your sense of well-being and your thriving, where your fears and the doubts and the cynicism is not your intuition. It's not your highest self. It's not your higher power. It's mostly like a boiling cauldron of doubt that maybe you start to make choices based on that doubt, which maybe aren't in your well-being. And check it out. Check it out when you have a thought or you want to go somewhere in an action form. Go back and see, how does my body feel about that? How does my heart feel about that? Do I have a sense of well-being with this action that I'm taking, with this thought that I'm thinking? Is this thought bringing me to peace and calm? And generally, you'll get the answer if you spend a little bit of time just taking it in and feeling it through as much as thinking it through. So today I wanted to, I pulled a card to say, what card will we talk about today? And it was the Tower card. I was really surprised. I had a whole different card in mind, and so when I shuffled my deck and I pulled the Tower card, I said, well, I guess that makes sense. So what I did, I said, well, to understand the meaning of the Tower, sometimes we need to understand the cards around the Tower. So the Tower, this is the typical presentation of the Tower card. And this is about when everything falls apart. It's based on the story Tower of Babel. A bunch of people got together way a long time ago, back in the day, and said, what if we, instead of wishing God would talk to us or wanting a connection to God, why don't we just all get together, build a tower so we can get to God and tell him, this is the time when they thought God was a person, him or her, what we think and what we want. And at some point, lightning struck the tower, and everything came tumbling down. And when people hit the ground, as the story goes, nobody could talk to each other because they all spoke different languages. And the tower, to me, represents communities or lifestyles happening in that aren't working. That are you're building a tower, you're building a house of cards is another way of talking about the tower, and eventually it will fall apart because what is holding the tower, what is holding the belief together, doesn't hold water, or it's not in alignment to the highest and best, or who knows what. Lots of times when we need to make changes in our lives and then we don't make the changes, we'll have tower energy coming into our lives. So to understand a little bit about what the Tower card is about, it's in between the Devil card, and on the other side is the Star card, the Hope card, the Positivity card. So really what the Tower card is talking about, the Devil card is talking about illusions and buying into illusions and doing all the stuff that you think other people are expecting, and somebody gave you the recipe for success here in your life and you're following it, even though you're not happy with it. You think that if I follow this through, I will eventually be happy. It's illusion. It's about illusion. And the Tower is about the buildings and the lifestyles that we build on top of illusion. Getting it now? So the Tower card falls down on the illusion. And when everything has fallen down around our ears, kind of like now, we want to take action. I want to fix this building. I want to fix this problem. But how do I fix it? Because everything is down. How do I don't want to build the same thing that I had before. Won't it fall down again? So as we are in this energy right now of Tower energy, of things falling down, we may not have the bandwidth, we may not have the answers within ourselves that say, this is how I rebuild, this is how I restructure. And that's okay. The point is, when you're in Tower energy, to let it fall, let it go, and kind of let it go back into the earth, let it go back into the Empress or the Mother Earth's energy, so that you can be quiet for a time. You can kind of sort out what has been working, what has not been working, what has brought me to the energy of Tower. What was I believing in an illusion form and buying into that is now tumbling down? And that's okay. So that's where the whole world is, right? We've all been hearing people talk about that on, all kinds of whatevers, wherever social media we go, or when we talk to people, we can't go back to what we used to, but that's a scary thought, because I don't know what else I'm going back to. I'm going to go back to what I know. And that's where the Star energy, the card of hope, and it's very similar to the Temperance card. It's very similar to bringing in energy together in a new way. But in order for something to come together in a new way, we need to be quiet within ourselves. We need to see how it is that we used the energy around us to create what we did, so that we could maybe have a different relationship to those thoughts and ideas and build something different. And maybe sometimes we need to not have such a high building. Maybe we need to have a stronger foundation. So my favorite thing is to go into these card decks and show you different artists and writers, authors, images of this. And one of my, I love this deck called the Steampunk Tarot deck by Barbara Moore. If ever you want a card deck that is fun and fanciful, kind of on the fanciful, but a little bit on the science fiction side, is this deck. So here's their Tower card. So we've built a beautiful tree house, and then it seems to me that tree house is getting hit by some lightning and some things that are problems. And here is the Devil card, the machine that you've created that is turning back on you like Frankenstein, and now your creation, based on how you used it with your awareness, you've created this machine from, whether it was being asleep or an awareness from negativity or awareness from that cynicism that I talked about. And then, so now the treehouse has fallen down and the star just sitting in that energy, sitting in that light before you begin to create something new. I have this other deck that I'm working with. I hope you guys enjoy this tarot card because I like talk, because I really get a lot out of the Kitchen Tarot. Is the other deck that I drew from today. And the thing with the tarot, why I love to go back to it, because we often say we don't have the answers, especially now we're saying we've never done this before. We don't have the answers. Where are the answers? But the tarot has this ancient wisdom within it. So following the flow of the wisdom within it, I'm finding some wisdom for myself. And so anyway, the Kitchen Tarot, 15 is the 16. I'm messing things up here. Yes, the power. We are talking about 16, the Tower card, pressure cooker. Just things building up and building up and building up to a point where there has to be an answer or there's going to be an explosion. So, and we're in the time now where there was an explosion and the answer is to break down our systems. So that's the Tower energy. So beside in this deck, the energies around it are the Devil card, or what they called power out. When we no longer know where our source is, where we were plugging into all these places that are going to tell us what to do, or generate our generators, or charge our phones, the power is no longer working. And so we end up having to make a choice. What power are we going to plug into? And sometimes it could be a very negative power, and sometimes it would be a very positive power. So power out is, now that the lights are out, what are you going to choose to do? And then coming forward on the other side of the Tower card is the punch bowl, where you have learned to bring all of the elements together to create something delicious, something good for a party, something that could nurture you, but something, it's a combination of energies that are now supporting your well-being. And that's what we're moving to. This is why I'm talking to you about the Tower card. And again, lots of inspiration coming through me, is the flow from we're living in an illusion, it's not quite working, but it's the best thing we got, to now we don't have much of anything of what we thought, to what are the elements around us that work, that do support our well-being. And that's the language of your soul. That's where you're going to get the answers. Nobody has the answers right now, which is a very, very cool place to be. Because why is that a cool place to be? Because we're relying on our own expertise, and we're beginning to become like artists and painters that are going to go forward and have more respect and more awareness of the elements that we're using in our lives to create something new. I don't know that we have a choice. We do need to create some new things. And I think some of us are realizing that the answers we thought that were out there weren't quite the right answers, or they weren't quite the right thing. So this is a wonderful opportunity. And I have to say, so Nance, you're asking, what is the right thing? And I'm saying the right thing is your soul, your inner creativity, your awareness, your awakening up to what's around you and who you are and how you've been living your life. I love this. Deck is now the Wheel of Change, the Tarot Wheel of Change. Beautiful deck. Tower card, volcano erupting. Not only is the tower falling apart, but Mother Earth is coming unglued as well. And the energy in front of that card is the Devil card, which is hedonistic, or just really when I see the tambourine and I see the, I feel the music, I feel the rhythm, I feel the Pied Piper. It's like I'm moving and I'm being seduced to move towards this rhythm of life. And then, but then the rhythm of life takes me to falling apart. And here we have the star, which again, she's out there in the universe kind of feeling like, what are the elements that I'm working with? So we have a little bit of the fire energy happening here as well. Same as the volcano is, but how do I work with this for the highest and best as I am in relationship to nature, as I am in relationship to all those things around me, so that when you create your world, when you recreate your world, or when you rebuild your world, you understand what it is you're rebuilding, and you're working with that wisdom of your soul. I can't say that enough times. And if you do want to work with me on understanding the wisdom within your soul, make an appointment with me, have a reading with me, and I will take you down that path. Get that free download, 7 steps to soul powered living. Maybe this will start to make sense to you about how important it is to work with your soul and your intuition in a positive way. So this is another Tower card, disruption. Don't we feel totally disrupted right now? And in that energy of disruption, it's no wonder we have trouble focusing, or where we're really, especially those of us who are working at home with kids. Oh my God. The frenetic energies that are around us, and the frenetic energies, chaotic energies that are within us, because what we use to ground ourselves with is changed. Right? So, disruption. On either side of disruption, the Devil card. Remember the easy button, so it's Staples easy button right there. I have the key to the answer. Here's where I'm going, and it's going to work. Illusion. To now I am working with the energies in a more mindful, careful, aware way. And this is the gift that we have for today. Let's see. I have one more deck, and then I can talk to you a little bit more, you guys. Thank you for coming to listen to me. So 15. This is the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. His Tower card is Archangel Jophiel, about decisions. This is a decision time. Release yourself from that which holds you back. You need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. Well, that's kind of an interesting description of the Tower card. The lack of self-confidence is the lack of knowing what it is, where you need to step next. And I'm telling you right now, it's okay to not know. And release yourself, what's holds you back. Well, I think we've actually already been released from some things that hold us back, and now we have the sense of where do I go now? If nothing's holding me back, there's no structure in my life. Where's my next step? And if we can't go back to what we were used to, if it's not there anymore, what do we do? Actually, I showed you the wrong card. Here's Change Your Life. Archangel Shamuel comes in with a message to change your life. Suddenly, a sudden revelation that offers freedom and break free of procrastination. So the opportunity that we have around us right now is those things that we thought were holding us back, those illusions that we had. Now we're having an opportunity to walk away from them, and walking away from them or letting them go, or they just disappear, they're not here anymore because they're broken, is a scary time. It's a scary place to be. We're not grounded. We're struggling. And then again, Archangel Jophiel comes back in with the star, the positive, a dream come true, believe in yourself. And sometimes it feels like we're creating a daydream. It feels like we're dreaming when we don't quite, it's a surreal feeling when we don't quite have all of the pieces into place. So that was a beautiful angel. Archangel Uriel, however you pronounce it, I call it, is a magnificent archangel for change and transition and transformation. And in this time, if you work with angels, Archangel Uriel is a real good minister to bring into your time together. I've been calling Archangel Michael, Raphael for healing, but it really is the energy of Gabriel and Uriel. I don't know why I can't get that U quite right. Here it's said a lot of different ways. Is to, face the transformation that you're going through, and who would best be by your side is the angel of transformation. And so I want you to, I would suggest that maybe that's the angel for you to meditate on right now. This is the beautiful image. It's the Empress card, Nurture. And this is truly, I feel, the energy that we want to move towards right now. Healing, nurturing love. This is a time to be patient. This is a time to go inward. This is a time to really respect where you are in this process. This is going on the 4th week. This is, we've been told this is kind of like the peak week. This is where things are coming apex to whatever that means. And we don't want to push this apex any higher. But on the other hand, how do we manage ourselves is to nurture ourselves. And by nurturing ourselves and bringing ourselves to a calm place, we give ourselves permission in the back of our brains to begin to become creative. What does that creativity mean? It means your alpha brainwave is starting to work, because your busy beta brainwaves are, settle that down, and you can now begin to connect to your higher power, your higher subconscious mind, your spirit guides, your intuition, your creative self, your soul, and that good things come from that. Seriously, guys, give it a chance. Give it a little bit of a chance. So thank you everyone for listening to my talk on the tower. I'm going to pull some cards, and what I decided to do was, what I'm going to pull today is an animal helper, and what energy that you can call on to help you in this time. So I'm working with Steve Farmer. I'm working with a couple different decks. I love Steve Farmer in terms of his animal messages. I have a couple, I have some runes picked from him, and as well as cards. And I will have to kind of take a look at the book and what these animals mean, because I don't know what they all mean. So I'm going to start with, just as I scroll through here, I'm going to, Karen Stockwell, I'm going to pull an animal card for you to see which animal speaks to you. And Karen, this is the polar bear. And the polar bear, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachments to outcome. So the energy of the polar bear, which also, so many things are happening with the polar bear now. It's very well camouflaged in its environment. It's also a very powerful animal. A polar bear has a tremendous amount of inner strength and physical body strength. So we're looking at your body strength right now. But I also, so your expressing yourself could be very overwhelming and very powerful when it builds up to boom. And so we wanted to take a look at the polar bear energy, and it's time to come out of the ice. It's time to come out of, reveal who you are, but do it in a gentle way, because you have a lot of power. This has been building up for, this expression of what you need to do has been building up probably for a lifetime, and I'd like for you to use the polar bear energy to help bring it forward in a powerful, productive way that leaves people standing so they can respond to you. And so hopefully that was, so Heidi Ann, hi Heidi. I'm gonna work with a deck here. Pulling an animal card for you is from, well, you know what? I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna stick to this deck again. Squirrel Mind. Let's pull a card for you, Heidi Ann, and see what we got going on. So the card that I have for you, they're sticky because it's raining, is the octopus. Practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. So whatever energy that you're working with right now, Heidi Ann, I feel like the octopus energy is going to come in and help you to fit yourself into tiny places, to help you fit yourself where you want to go, to find the resources that you really want to find. The octopus is very good at hiding, and altering itself. It also has that nice little inky thing. It could, go into hiding. So for some reason, it feels like you need to hide a little bit in your situation so that you can observe, and so that you could, frankly, really see what's going on and do that sacred observation. And then octopus energy will help you do that. I also feel that being flexible, aren't they flexible, is a real important part for you, because what you're seeing in your life that's shifting and changing, you do need to be flexible and move with it. If you meet it, this is you, meet it like this, you're going to hurt yourself. But if you meet it more like the octopus, and then you flow with the emotion of it, you're gonna nail this one. You got this one. And that's the energy that's coming in. So Rebecca Losoko Kosef, sorry, I'm killing your name. I'm going to pull a card for you, Rebecca. And the card that I'm pulling is the boar, the wild pig. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. So there's a lot of energy around the boar, the wild boar. It's a family. It's very protective. It's very powerful. It's, again, like the polar bear, a very powerful animal. Only it's lower. It has the perspective is lower. and so you can see the small details under the brush. So, but I also feel like the message of facing something head on. I like to, the saying for me the past couple of weeks has been face your fears and kiss them on the nose. Make friends with your fears. Not that they will overwhelm you or lead your life, but so that you can lead your fears, that you can be in relationship with them and say, I know you're afraid, but here's some awareness here. Let's work with that. So you have a lot of courage. Maybe you have to dig deep to find your courage. But I also want to give you the concept of between fighting, the boar will attack if it feels that it's being threatened, versus kiss it on the nose, you know, and but face your fears, face what's there, and it's kind of at a lower level for you. Lance is watching, so let me pull. I hope you don't mind, Lance. I'm going to pull. Here's the animal energy that could help you in this time. And Lance, this is a panda bear. This is sweet panda bear. Panda bears are, I always feel they're huge, but they're so loving and they're slow and very graceful and very beautiful. And I love the design of the fur. I know that you love design too. You love balance and beauty. Create a sacred space for yourself, Lance, in your home, in your workplace. I feel for you, it's create your whole environment is your sacred space. And as much as you want to design it and you get that creative flow going there, I want you to get your creative soul's energy into your space now. There's a lot of mental energy with you and understanding the different things. I loved what you wrote about your journey with the COVID virus. I was in tears reading. It's very powerful stuff, so thank you for sharing it. But now it's time for you to take all of that stuff that you know now and have shared and create a healing space for yourself, and create a sacred space. You are now, I feel like this is a shamanic energy. You are now one of the shamans. You are one of the healed people of the community. So eventually that you're going to be called forward to be a leader in that, in small ways, in whatever your community is. It doesn't have to be a global community, but in the community of the people that love you. So thank you for listening. I'm Paul Jacobs, pulling a card for you. Paul Jacobs, trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. You got a lot of shark energy. The shark's coming around you to help you make some discernment, some to eat the things that are wasteful and not true, and to leave the living things where they need to be. So you can be very protective, but I also feel the energy of the shark that comes around is like it's time to clean up this pond. And this is the energy that you're coming into right now. The shark is there to help you. It also reminds me of the tarot deck, the Judgment card. You know, I think it's like one of the last cards in the Major Arcane. It was like, okay, time's up. What's working, what's not working, you know, kind of thing. So that's the energy that's going to help you right now, that shark energy. And as I work in Caroline Power, and pull the energy that's helping you right now, if you want to, you know, helping you right now today as you move forward and prepare yourself for another week at home. This is the cat, the domesticated cat. Look at that. It's adorable. Your energy is the message, and I feel like it's not quite exactly right for you. It's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others. I feel like that talks a little bit about your past. I feel like you've made a lot of progress in moving forward, but I feel like if we could talk about thoughts and ideas that you have been depending on to help you understand and organize life. And I feel that giving yourself a chance to take a look at those beliefs and those thoughts and those structures and to pull them apart and find out, you know, what is truly nurturing you and helping you. Again, we're at, so the small kitten or the cat don't they find things that we left behind that we, and now they're chewing on them. They are explorers, curiosity. I like the saying curiosity killed the cat, but I don't think so because they have 9 lives. But it's like your curiousness, your playfulness. This is what needs to come forward right now. And then the ability for a cat to totally let go of everything that they've been fussing with for the day, lay down, curl up, take a nap. So that's also part of the message is take a look at the calmness of the cat, the domesticated cat. And they don't care. They're fine. And I want you to find that peace, that place of being, going to that energy. Use the cat to help you find that space within yourself. So thank you. And Joe, I'm picking a card for you, Joe. The animal that I feel, the energy that will help you the most in this time. So Joe, I have the spider for you. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. So this also talks about, for you, Joe, what are the stories that you're weaving? What are the stories that you're telling? What are you telling other people? I know you know thought precedes reality. You tell me this all the time, and I get myself and not worry. But the spider is really, I think of her as the goddess that creates the alphabet, that creates the words, that creates our reality. So going back to your very, very basic self, what are you weaving? And then as you're weaving it, Joe, you're telling stories. You're telling the story to other people to help them tell their story. Do you see what I'm saying? You're a leader in that, even though you kind of think you're not. You're a laid back kind of guy. The spider is really talking to you about what visuals, what thoughts are you helping others to create as you create them yourself. So good to see you too, Lance. So Rick Howard, I think Rick Howard, for you, the meerkat energy. Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. I love meerkats. They're so funny. The meerkat energy is playful, but it's also a group energy. So I would think you would be going on Zoom or emailing or connecting with people who you're about ready, as I feel the energy, you're about ready to step forward with some kind of new ideas or kind of new things. And having your tribe around you is a really, really good thing. Now, you say the word tribe because these are the people that you choose. These are the people that you run with. These are people that are like-minded. And I feel that you can get good support. I feel like you need some technology support. And I also feel like ideas for clarifying what it is that you're creating. So that meerkat energy, I feel like as you come, what is it? Yeah, the meerkat energy comes in so that as you present, you're presenting so that other people can hear you and they are going to like it, they're going to feel good about it, and it's going to have some humor to it. So bring humor into your life as you connect with your family, who may not be your tribe, but bring that playfulness to all your communications with your relations. Victor Curran, you're watching. I'm going to pick a card for you. And the card, the animal energy that is going to help you now is the Road Runner. And keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. I think of Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner. And I feel like you are very much an inventor. You're very much a serious person. You're very much like building things and trying to make solutions. And very much like the Wile E. Coyote, sometimes they don't work. But the energy that's going to help you now move forward isn't that energy anymore. It's the Road Runner, the one that just kind of runs for freedom, runs for fun, runs for the joy of it. So take it and find the joy of it and just let go of the seriousness. Even though it feels like this is the time to be very serious, I feel that you're finding the joy in what you do is going to bring you the open the pathway of where you go, you're best to go to next. Hopefully that makes sense. So Jennifer Tracy. It's having fun with these animal energies. And if I say animal energy and you don't necessarily think that that's the right message for you, go back and research. Go on Google. Research that animal. And as you learn what they do in their lives and how they survive using and how they create in their lives, that will tell you of the energy for you to use, for you to blend with. So the energy for Jennifer Tracy is the humpback whale. This ancient, very wise being that has an amazing sense of communication through vibration. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So I feel, Jen, in all of the things your mind goes to, you're very brilliant, woman, your mind goes to lots of different ideas. And so in this time, what I'd like to invite you to do in the energies of this time is to listen, to be in that. Don't take it negative and don't go down negatives, but just simply listen so that you could feel the vibrations that life is bringing towards you. Your mind will turn it into something else if you don't come to that place of creativity and quietness. Listened to, I'm not going to say this, Andrea Bocelli, no, I'm killing the name, did a free concert last night on his YouTube station. It was very well done. You probably saw it. And if you did, go back and listen to it again. And listen to it with your heart open and soften your mind and just allow, that essence of your energy, allow it to just spread out a little bit. I listened to it a couple times last night. When I listened to it with my heart open in a very quiet space, I could feel the voice of this man just vibrating throughout my auric field, and it was lovely, totally lovely. I also watched the images that they had on the YouTube of the different, Italy and France, and I went to a lot of places in Italy, and amazing architecture, and nobody was there. It was very eerie, but also it spoke to me in a deep way that I can't even put it into words at this point. So, try that and allow these things to speak to you on a level that goes beyond what you know in your brain. And Teresa, let me pull the animal energy that will help you right now at this time is the grouse. The little, like the pheasant and grouse, and the pheasant. They hide under the bush, and they're often grouses are hunted, and so the dogs or whatever will try to chase them out of the bushes, so the grouse will go flying, and then they become victims. But what I want you to do is stay underground. I want you to stay under the bush right now. I want you to stay because you're laying your eggs, your family, you're creative, you're having babies, not literally, but your ideas need more nurturing and time, and you probably will be going back out in the world before your ideas are hatched. So be patient with yourself, but express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Now, the other aspect of the grouse is the amazing, so look it up on some nature channel there. The grouse does this very cool dance for lots of different messages, for lots of different purposes in its life. It does a dance of mating. It does a dance for protection of its little ones. And I feel like right now you have so many good ideas that have not come to fruition, haven't hatched yet. Do the dance. Do the dance of protecting your ideas and rejoicing in them, and you'll get a lot of support in that grouse energy. Instead of like, oh, I didn't get to it, I didn't finish it, and I got to move on to something else. No, the ideas are important for you. So Patty, I'm going to pull a card for you. The animal energy that will help you and support you in this time. The elk. It's called the Wapiti. I can read. I need glasses. Stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. It's a very cool little message, but when I look at the elk for you, I look at the blue, I look at the yellow, and how tall that elk is. What I feel the message for you and the elk energy will support you in it is the standing tall, not necessarily to pull in the respect and the dignity, because you already have that, but to stand in that power so that others can see that power. It's like and access their own power. So you're not doing it to get attention, because that's never been you. You're doing it to radiate, and to see what I'm doing here, radiate and bring the energy up here. And as when the elk comes out of the woods, it takes your breath away, and people see that power, and they see that gorgeous animal, and there's a humility that happens when you see that graceful elk that says, where am I graceful and where am I powerful in my life? And it's not a competition. It's a calling out. So that's your energy is coming up, standing tall, and calling out is what this elk energy will help you in this time and where you're going in this time for yourself. And thanks, Patty. And Teresa, here's a card for you. Platypus. Stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. And the platypus, I didn't mean to say that with all the love in the world, I said that, but the platypus is very fluid, and it's so unique and so different. And sometimes in our lives, we skip over the unique because we think, well, that's just kind of not what I expected, or that's not pretty, or that's not this. But if we spend time watching life and observing, the platypus energy will give you, you're observing things, how they flow in your life, even though maybe you've judged them before as not being the thing that you want. But I feel like take another look and flow. Just go with the flow. There's a lot of water with this platypus. And you will discover, holy cow, I have more than I could possibly need or want. I am blessed in so many ways, but I've been not seeing it because I've been ignoring it because it's not in the wrapping paper I wanted. So that's where the message is. And Marilyn, so let's pull the animal energy that will support you in this time right now. And I have to say, an intuitive sense that I have about the situation, something I'm working with my own personal life, is, we are being, I'm hearing like May, early May, we can return to school or we can get back into our jobs, which is lovely. Oh, phew. But in early May, we're still going to have the virus out there. We're still going to have to be careful. So I want to say in my intuitive self, don't step out in May thinking everything is hunky-dory, but I want to step out in May very careful, very respectful of the environment, because I feel like in May there's going to be some shuffling going on. Some of us might be getting up too early, and there's going to be some bumps in this illness. So some people may need to be very, very careful and methodical all the way up until June, is my intuitive self. So Marilyn, Cardinal Marilyn, the red bird. I don't know if you already are working with the cardinal energy, but if you're not, I feel like this is a major energy for you to work with, not just in this time, you already have been, but to work with it going forward. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. Marilyn, so this sounds like the message to me would be you're eating too much chocolate. But Marilyn, I feel that, again, with the message of the platypus of see what's around you and have a different relationship with it, because you're seeing it from one perspective, but there's a whole nother perspective behind the things that are around you in your home and in your bank account even, or in your friends and your relations. So that's the cardinal energy will help you see that, help you bring it into balance. Just very similar to the platypus energy. So thank you guys. I'll pull just a couple more cards. I'm going to pull one for Raylene. What is the animal energy that will help you? And Raylene, I have the blue heron. Again, sticky cards because it's raining. The blue heron, make a stand for what you believe and do what you feel is right in spite of any judgments or disapproval from others. And this blue heron, look how graceful it is. I feel there's even more information in the blue heron. I'd like for you to look up the blue heron, because what I just said isn't exactly quite right for you. It's not that the disapproval from others that you're worried about, is your own judgment of self. Again, back to sacred space, and kiss that judgment, that judge person on the nose and put her right in front of you and say, so how are you judging me today? And listen, but that's not you. That's not your higher self. That's a part of yourself that's kind of like raining on your parade. So in the blue heron, I see you taking flight. So look up the blue heron a little bit more, because there's even more information on the grace and the flight of the heron and what it means when it takes flight and what it means when it's nesting. So Alana, I would love to, I don't know if I'm even going to get off this. I think I'm just going to stay here and pick cards for everybody. So Alana, the animal energy around you, Alana, is peacock. And I feel like you've already started, Alana, to blend in with that peacock energy. So keep it going. Let that energy support you and nurture you, give you creative ideas, and keep going. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. But the work that you're doing and the things that you're experimenting with are building a nice foundation of experience that you can draw on and grow from. So there you have it. You're starting it, and keep going with it. And then the peacock is already there supporting you. Do some meditations on the peacock for yourself and feel how that could happen. So we're going to go with Donna Birmingham Mason. Donna Mason. I see your names, like all the names, however you named yourself on Facebook. That's what I see. So let's pull. I don't want to pull the same card twice. I'm just making that rule. Manatee. Another beautiful, under the water, powerful energy. Accept the situation as it is rather than fight to change it. So Donna, I know that you're an energy worker, and I know that you work a lot with emotional flow and emotional energy. So what I want you to do from the shamanic point of view is to blend in with the energies that have been grieving you, have been disappointing you, have been not taking you to the place where you want to go, and blend with them. Again, the concept of kissing them on the nose, accept them, because I feel like you're taking those energies and they're giving you some raw material that you're going to transform through your energy work. It's going to bring you some very powerful tools to be able to get through the emotional place that you are. And others, you're doing it as you move through. It's like you're clearing the way, and others, little fishes, are following you in your wake and finding their abilities and to survive and to thrive. That you have a powerful message and a powerful touch, Donna, and don't let yourself be sidelined with some of the emotions. Just gently kiss it on the nose and stay with it. So Joellen, picking a card for Joellen. Joellen, I have the beautiful ladybug. I always think of ladybug as royalty. I'm not sure. I was like, my lady. And this is a time of good fortune and abundance. So be willing to receive all the good things in your life. And this has been happening for you for a long time. And I feel that things that are good fortune to you, sometimes we have too much of them, and we start to think of them as a problem or as a burden. So the ladybug is really asking you to turn around and take a look at those successes that are coming in that may be too big of a package. I would love to have that problem. And see them as blessings. And the blessings are partly about managing your energy and managing your time in a way that is in your highest best, but is also in the highest best of those, because you do energy work, of those people that you serve, your family, your friends, and your community. The ladybug is blessing you, continually to blessing you. The good fortune that I'd like for you to ask for is send me tools for how to work this energy, how to manage this flow. And I'll talk to you soon, Joellen. Thanks, guys. I think Carolyn Keeps will take a card for Carolyn. And Carolyn, the energy around you is the penguin energy. And the penguin is, it's really, you've acclimated. You've done really, really well. And there's a period that you've gone through, but now you own it and you're having fun with it. And it's so the struggle of the energies that you had, where it brought you into, what am I doing this, kind of some self introspection or maybe some doubt or some, now you can have fun with it. Now you own it, and now you're acclimated so that you could really, whatever cold place you own it. You know how to do it. So dance. I think of the penguin, that movie about the penguins dancing makes me laugh. I feel that this is your time of laughter is coming up. The situation is transformed because you're transformed, is the message that I get with the penguin, with you. So thank you, guys. I think I have. I want to pull a card for Trisha and then a card for Kevin. So Trisha, here's the card that I'm picking for you. the animal energy. And I want you to research these animals, guys, and see what they mean to you and what they're bringing to you. All right, so the dog, the resourceful dog, the loyalty and the faithfulness. But I also want you to, your loyalty, your love, your creativeness, your ability to solve things in really unique ways. You choose who you do that for. You choose what idea you serve. You choose what what deserves your loyalty, what makes the feeling of well-being within yourself. There are some things that you are serving right now very loyally, very lovely, that aren't serving you anymore. And so this is a discernment time. So use the energy of the dog to help you sort out that deep loyalty and faithfulness, and where is the best place to put that. The dog energy will help you with that. And Kevin Driscoll, let me pull something for you. Camel. That makes sense. I don't know you, but I've seen enough comments around Facebook that this makes sense. Trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges that are before you. You're very methodical and very thoughtful, and you have, whether you realize it or not, on some level, you've been preparing for this time. You're gonna kind of very methodically and purposefully get through this time, and you'll be fine. But with the camel's energy is about endurance. It's about moving through the desert. And you know that your journey is longer than everyone else is saying. And you know that it's longer than everyone thinks it's longer. And you're prepared for that. But as you are prepared for it, so sometimes people look to you as a resource and a strength to carry them through. So I want you to be really aware of that position that you're in your life, and continue to be methodical and plodding and careful, and you're going to make it, and you're going to help a lot of other people make it. And making it isn't just about survival, it's about living, and it's about discovering a new land and a new place. And the camels actually carried a lot of cultures on their back, into trades, into meeting new people, new cultures, and having new resources. So in this methodical, powerful ability that you have, you are also going to be helping people travel to new thoughts, new ideas, and new resources as well. And one more, Dottie. You're the unicorn, Dottie. You're a unicorn lady. Use the energy of the magical unicorn to, this is the power of the horse, but also the magical of the horn. And the horn, sometimes people perceive that the horn is not magical until it's removed from the unicorn. And I'm like, no, the magical horn of the unicorn is really about the third eye and being able to see ahead. And so as you see ahead, you are able to mate it upriver. You are prepared for it, and that looks magical. You've already seen it. You took the action to prepare for it, and then when the time comes, well, Dottie knows what she's doing. Look at that. You're prepared. Indulge your creative, imaginative self, and the magical side will come forward. So, Dottie, I want you to indulge yourself, and maybe you haven't been meditating, or maybe you haven't been letting your creative imagination go, but I want you to let yourself do that and do some artistic expression. Could be just sitting down doodling, or it could be cooking, or it could be anything. Whatever to get you into that zone of creativity, Dottie, your magic will turn on, and your intuition will turn on, and it'll be very, very lovely. So, Nina, I'll pull a card for you. You love those cards, Donna? Aren't these cool? These are messages from your spirit guide by Stephen Farmer. So, Nina, a card for you. And I gotta get to Deb Lever Evans. I will not forget you, Deb. So, Seagull energy. And the Seagull energy now is the time for deep emotional healing. I love that the Seagull represents that. The Seagull also, to me, represents scavenger. Like, did you ever have a bag of potato chips stolen from you by a seagull on the beach? So I feel that I want you to see the resources around you, and I want you to become aware of the deep healing is you don't have to scavenge anymore. It's something yummy and good is there for you. I also feel like when the seagull, to me, their calls, I don't know why, but I feel excited when I hear a seagull. I feel happy. So how do you feel about a seagull when he comes by? What does the seagull mean to you? And the energy is perseverance and riding above it. And do you know what I mean? They go in the air, with their wings, and they're just floating above it. And they can float above those bag of potato chips for like 20 minutes until you leave. So I want their perseverance to be able to float in the what do you call that? With the air flow, whatever. You can do it. So spread those wings, girl. And Deb, the energies for you is the condor, the mighty condor. The condor to me is a very sacred, it's like the eagle. And what the condor talks about is that you're down with the lower, you're down in the grass, the details of the grass. And and it's time for you now to pull yourself up and over to the envisioning stages of your life. The condor is about the envisioned. The message written here is you're too enmeshed in the situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making a decision or taking action. And I feel that this is everyone's message. Everyone's message is we're enmeshed in the details of the situation, but we need to see the bigger picture so that as the camel, we see the bigger picture, we see what's coming forward, and then we begin to create. The action that we take is creating what we know to be true in our vision, so that we bring forward the resources that I'm just going to make a funny story. It's when this whole thing started, everyone thought they needed toilet paper, and so all the toilet paper got hoarded. And I want to ask those guys, how's that working for you? Is that the resource that you really, really needed in this time? So I want you to all have the condor energy of rising up and have the envision of the big picture, but also through your sacred vision, envisioning, and see what resources truly, truly are needed, as opposed to panicking and having a lot of things that aren't as helpful as you thought they were going to be. It's the envisioning, not the logic. Okay, got that? So beautiful, beautiful guys. So Pamela, like I said, I could stay here all afternoon. It's probably not a good idea, but I'm having fun. Pamela Flora. The kiwi is the energy, animal energy that will help you in this time. Do a walking meditation each day for the next week. I want you to go look up kiwis, sweetie, and they're just freaking amazing. But this is telling you the kiwi isn't going out and doing a marathon. The kiwi is purposefully walking and observing and feeling the body movement and feeling and just feeling itself and feeling its environment. So we're not asking you to do marathon, but we're asking you to move to see the resources around you and feel your feet again, feel yourself again. Because if we're going to create what we want to create going forward, we need to feel our bodies. We need to feel, and so that we can get to the envisioning and we can get to the sense, the creative sense of stuff. Hopefully that will be helpful for you. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. This is so cool. So many people are watching me today because I'm talking long enough, right? Isabel, I'm going to pull an animal card for you. The snow leopard. Take some time out of your usual life to spend it in solitude. And Isabella, I know you know what this means. Isabella, because you're very social and you're around, and I love you and I miss you so much. But this snow leopard is saying it's time to retreat for short bits of time, because you will never last quietly for hours and hours. So I want you to just 2 or 3 times a day, stop and do some inner reflection, or don't do any inner reflections, just do quiet. And you will come up with some amazing visuals and images that are going to be change. They're going to lovely, lovely direction to shift around you. So Do the dance. I just got a tongue drum from Christmas. Teresa Shaw, you're hysterical. All right, do the dance. Here's the card. Can you dance like an emu? What is that crazy commercial that has the emu on it? And that crazy guy's walking around dragging this emu with him, and the emu is way smarter than that man. This is a good time to go on a new adventure. And so since we can't necessarily get in the car and drive around the states and do all that, some people are. I understand some people are. But you need to very carefully decide where this new adventure will be. So maybe plan an adventure for the summer. But I feel like the adventure is within your own home. I feel the adventure is within your own creativity. And I feel it's within your own, like, how can you play and dance and your tongue drum and go on that journey to the universe within yourself. And so look up the emu and do more research on that animal. All right, so Daisy Lane, here's for you. The goose. Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. You know, I think of the Canadian geese that have been flying and flying and flying because the seasons are changing. So they're all hanging out at the pond down the street because they're taking a break. So they should take a break. Take a break and enjoy where you are. And you're gonna get to where you want to get to. You have that energy within you. You know the goose has. They know the timing. They know the direction. You got that in you. Trust it and take a break and get up when you're ready. You know what I'm saying? So Emma. Oh no, you called me, Emma. And just as I was getting ready to do this, and I'm like, I can't pick up, Emma. I'll call you. The Falcon. Act on the opportunity that's before you and commit without equivocation. I said that word right, I hope. So Falcon, the peregrine falcon, is also so clear thinking. So it sees what it wants, and they're great hunters, and it goes for it. So let's look a little bit more. Go online, look up the behavior and the energies and of the falcon and what the falcon gifts are, and allow those gifts to blend in with you. There's opportunity around you in so many different ways. So take time to be the hunter. Take the time to take in what it is that you are wanting to get, because you may go get the wrong thing. So be the falcon. Marianne Cloutier, the animal energy for you. Chameleon. Oh, that makes so much sense. I keep thinking of your boys, like I want to pick cards for your boy. So, but anyway, let's take the chameleon energy. And stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. You have a lot of power being in the background. We always think that when we're wallflowers, we got no say. Not true. You can be wherever you want to be and see whatever you want to see and take in a tremendous amount of information when you're in the background. And that's a really nice strategy. And I don't know why, but I want you to share that with your son, because I think he will think that's really funny. And then the two of you can go explore what chameleons are. Thank you, guys. So go through, and Mel, I'm going to pick a card for you. Gorilla, Mel, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. I feel that your family members have messages for you, Mel, that you haven't been hearing. That it's just like, yeah, you got it. And I want you to listen, ask questions, and go let them talk a little bit deeper for you, because they have some really good revelations for you. Your family is what's supporting you and loving you and bringing you nurturing. And I feel like sometimes we overlook that because they're there all the time. But listen to your family and listen to the message that they're giving to you. You have, again, gorilla comes in with a lot of power, but the gorilla is a very gentle being unless it's cornered. And the gorilla is also very family oriented. So that's Donna Frasca. Did I pull a card for you, Donna? I don't even. Platypus again. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go for the mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to correct it. And this is a card for you and for everyone, because something is out of balance in all of our lives right now. And as we go in to use the mountain goat energy, we get sure-footed, so we can make it through the difficult passageways, and we can find our way through this to the thing that nurtures us, to the thing, you know, the mountain goats go into the next field to have the nice juicy grass. And because of the surety of the footing of the mountain goat, it makes sure that the passage is safe and it gets to where you want to do. So that's the energy. All of us need to have the energy of the mountain goat, but that's for you in particular. Okay. And then Barbara, a card. Yes, I love the challenges of climbing through hurdles. And the challenges are awesome, but we got to be ready for the challenges by getting into that goat energy. I like being a goat myself. Honeybee for you, Barbara. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. You've gone through a lot of transitions. I've watched you go through a lot of transitions during this time, and you have done really well with them. Very proud of the actions that you've taken. And I also feel like the honeybee takes the pollen, it takes the potential, and turns it into honey, which is what you're doing. So the potential of the situation may not be what you think it is, but you still have the ability to make it into honey with what you actually have in front of you. The dream that's not there, well, it's not there, but you still have the dream of your life here, and continue to be industrious with what you have at hand is your message. There you go. Yes, the insurance guy. Karen Stockwell. Since I'm here all day, let me put a card for you, Karen. Woo, Tiger Karen. You're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing this. This is, in this time, the energy of the tiger is about understanding. Now, the tiger, think about what the tiger does. It walks huge tiger, they walk very lightly on the earth. They observe, they smell, they use all of their senses. They're very, very powerful. So the assumption is that the tiger, because it's so big and powerful, we're just going to do whatever it wants. But I also feel in this time, we're almost afraid of becoming leaders. We're almost afraid of stepping out there in the leadership, powerful role, because nobody has any answers, and I don't have them either. But the leadership is that quiet strength and fortitude and the observance, just like the elk energy, where you're drawing people out into their, the leadership isn't telling people what to do, it's calling them out and drawing them out. And that is the message. So use the tiger energy for you to draw the leader up from yourself, so that you can then go forward and draw the power out from those around you. Perfect. So I'm going to end this, guys, with lots of love to you. Remember to look to the resources that are going to support you in this time, and work on using them differently and seeing them for what they really, really are. Well, sometimes we see a tree and it's a tree, and we just have like tree leaves, branches. But when we see a tree, I was on a walk the other day. It was a beautiful day, and there was nobody out, and I just leaned against this tree, and this tree changed its meaning to me, because I could feel the pulse of life, because I'm an energy worker, coming through it, and it calmed me down, and it really nurtured me. So I want you to look at the resources in your life from that perspective. What is truly right in front of me? Because going forward, guys, that's going to be the step that we take to not go back to how we used to do things, so that we could do our lives more nurturing and caring towards ourselves. So many blessings to you all. I had fun, went a little long, but I really appreciate you staying with me. And just take all of you. Didn't get a reading, what I want you to do, if I didn't happen to pull a card for you, or you're watching this after, I want you to listen to the cards and the animal energy that comes around you that makes sense. Embrace it, love it, and let that animal help you. So many blessings, guys. Bye-bye. Love you guys.